How you doing? This is Wreck Apocalypse. Currently, we have no viewers, but in general, right now, we are doing a game of Splicers. Some of my other players are currently running behind. Um, they're currently engaging on other Bridge Con, Brigade Con events. So as soon as they show, we're going to start game and go from there. Splicers, for those who are going to probably be seeing this after effect, is a game based in a world where in which machines has taken over. Man has been infected with a nanoplague, and anytime man touches anything metallic, the nanoplague activates, and metal objects proceed to attack you accordingly. Very much if you ever been a fan of movies like Genocyber, Guyver, Unit, Biotech, this game is definitely in that category. Um, but yeah, right now you're currently being part of the Brigade first annual online con. Please make sure if you have the time to go to the website brigadecon.org and also take a look at their child play donation site as well, and give what you can. Once again, thank you for watching our Brigade, the Splicer game, hosted by me, Rock Apocalypse 8186. And as soon as I get my other viewers on, we will start doing the broadcast. I'm also going to be at the end of this stream. I will be able to take a couple of minutes before the stream ends. I will be willing to take some questions if anyone has questions about how the system works, question about anything else regarding the Splicer universe and system, and what have you. As you can tell, the artwork by Chuck Willerton III is going to be displayed during the course of this game. And once again, this is Splicers, made by Palladium Books. So, let me check on my players. Dennis, let people know about what your character is.
I'm playing a character called Johnny Blythe, and what his character is, he has a host armor that makes him a swarm lord, which basically involves the use of insects that cover his body from head to toe. So when you look at him, you can see a vaguely humanoid shape with mantis-shaped arms kind of hunched forward, and a writhing mass of green, brown, and black insects with occasional pulses of orange. And he basically utilizes these different insects for different effects in combat when dealing with the enemy robots and such.
Alright. Well, like I said, just bear with us here. We're just waiting for a couple more players that got hung up in other games. And as soon as that starts, we will proceed with game. So, bear with me for one moment. And I will be right back. Alright then, we are hopefully in a few minutes. Looks like some of my people might be coming on quite soon. And yeah, just bear with me here. So, Dennis, what got you into the Palladium system?
Well, I have not played the Palladium system for quite some time. I got into it through Rifts many years ago. but I've not played it for a long time. The main systems that I've played are GURPS and D&D in the beginning. Then I had some friends that got me into White Wolf. I heard about Brigade Con through a friend, Keith Hershey, who I play a game with and also play in one of the games he runs. And when I heard about it, I looked at some of the events and I saw Splicers, and I very much like that kind of genre. So I thought I would give it a try, get back into it.
So, have you seen any movies so far that gave you any inspiration for your character or things of that nature?
Not necessarily specific my character, but I remember when I was younger, of course, movie Guyver. I watched that many times. And in that time, anything related to technology, biotechnology, like the creatures, the robots in the Matrix, especially the hunter killers that would hunt for the ships with the tentacles and stuff. I always thought that that was very cool. And as far as end of the world type stuff, the Terminator series, of course, with the AIs and stuff taking over and the different robot forms that they had. But I've always been more fascinated with the. There was also a movie, I forget the name of it now. It was another old one that had, I believe it was Tom Selleck in it, about these mechanical spiders that the bad guys controlled. It also had drawn another blank, the guy from Kiss in it, and there was these mechanical spiders. So the whole kind of mechanical insect thing, I find really fascinating.
Alrighty. So yeah, yeah, I'm just currently waiting for my player to come on. Sorry this is taking so long, um, but we should be up and running in a bit, hopefully.
One of the things that I can say too that drew me to the Swarm Lord specifically is that um, it's not really even just about the armor, because as part of their training to become Swarm Lords, they actually have to uh, deal physically with having insects on them to get used to that feeling, because once they're in their armor, uh, the sensations of the insects crawling over the armor is one that they experience directly. So they need to mentally build up to get used to that. And I have it that specifically for my character, that he's actually grown accustomed to that in the presence of his insects, his swarm, and rather than becoming distressed at the feeling that if he loses that, he becomes quite out of control and violent, because he's grown used to that connection, to that hive mind mentality. He finds it difficult to exist without having that. And so I like the idea of having the different insects and ability, but also the in-depth way that you could go with it as far as your character creation and how it affected them for, possible role-playing purposes.
Okay, so what we're gonna probably do is do a little bit of a epilogue um
Juve.
bit. Oh, okay. Look like we have some players now.
You guys playing already?
We have not started playing.
Okay. Mitchell will be here in 1 second. We just ended his game. We're trying really hard to do to end it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. So,
Okay, I'm here. Oh,
all
we're
right.
already live.
All right. So, yes, we are definitely live. So right now we're going to do start up the game. So basically, we have our characters here. Um, So we're going to go ahead and start the game up. So first thing first, um, our story take place in a subterranean uh, cavern. You The cavern, basically you see the equivalent of a semi-large city. Uh, the city is kind of like made out of stone. You see hydro um, expulsions coming out of the ground, small bits of lava tubes. The actual overall area looks like a bioengineer kind of like pagoda like atmosphere. So basically, the structure and whatnot looks like pagodas, but they're kind of like a combination of stone and organic matter fused together. And we will be taking place with our character, um, Mitchell's character. Um, how do you pronounce your character's name?
Draven.
So, Draven, you are in the main hall. You are dealing with librarian Tuso. He calls you over and says, "We have some business I need to discuss with you, Draven. I have a mission for you this day."
I kneel on the ground before him and say, "Yes, my lord."
He presents you with a list. It has several names on the list. I wish you to procure these individuals. We have a set of tasks for you to do to try to take down the menace of the machines.
Your will shall be done.
So, do you look at the names on there?
Yeah, I do look at the names.
Okay. Roll me a perception. Um, it will be a difficulty of 11.
Uh, oh, I rolled a 20. Great. I rolled a 20 on a perception check.
Okay, so basically, you actually know all the people on the names on the list. Um, what you know that they are considered to be, a lot of them are misfits, and some are considered to be less than desirable. Uh, and you, at this point, as um, a little bit should be a little bit worried since you do know their reputations. Uh, go from there.
uh, I'm going to ask my librarian, where may I find these individuals? Or where does the intelligence point them to be right now?
He tells you, well, the Swarm Lord is currently in training. Bogatsu yeah, should be found in the subterranean basement. Uh, we have instructed him that his services might be needed. And that is currently the current situation at this time. You look perplexed. Do you have an issue with who I have picked?
No, my lord. Your will shall be done.
Be off with you.
At once. I'm going to grab my gear and basically get suited up and have everything ready. And I'm going to head to the basement to acquire the Swarm Lord.
Okay. So, you go to the subterranean basement. As you proceed to approach to get closer to the individual in question, you hear the crackling and the uh, snapping of insects and crawling. Roll me a hard check real quick.
I'm trying to see if I have save versus horror. I do. Ooh, that's really good. That is a 22 total.
Okay, so you proceed to go down the corridor. You're completely fine. You're a little bit creeped out due to the increased sounds of clicking and whatnot and the insectoid chatter that you hear. You come across a door, and you definitely can tell that this is the Swarm Lord's current lair.
Uh, it's a door that I approached, correct?
That is correct.
All
The
right.
door is constructed of a combination of hard baked like clay and organic matter that kind of got it fused together. It's definitely like something out of H.G. Geiger um, type setup. If you see movies like Aliens and what have you, or Prometheus.
Yeah. Uh, I'm probably going to kick it open. I'm pretty sure this guy's expecting us.
Okay. So, Dennis is on you now, Jonathan. So you all of a sudden is surprised by the kicking of a door into your barracks area.
I do have a horror factor myself.
Roll your horror factor, Jonathan.
Is that me that needs to roll the horror factor?
Yes. So what was your roll?
18 with my bonus.
Okay, you're good to go. So at this point, um, y'all two see each other, and what do y'all proceed to say to one another?
I probably would say I've been tasked to retrieve you by my librarian.
I eye him for a moment, then nod, then follow after him.
Okay. The last person that you need to retrieve at this point is Bogatsu.
Alright.
He is further down in the basement. When you reach the first door, you come across a guard who is currently covering a very larger door, more than double the size of you two. Uh, and do you continue to approach?
I do. I have very little to fear.
So once you get there, you notice that the guard himself does not show any fear whatsoever, not even startle whatsoever. He says to you, "What is your business down here?" Bagatsu is preparing.
We are to retrieve Bogatsu on the orders of my librarian.
Fine. He is down the hallway. His preparation have not been completed yet. He proceeds to open the door, bow to you accordingly, and have you go down the hallway.
Alright. I simply nod at him and continue on my way.
Okay. Um, takes you about 2 or 3 minutes as you proceed to go down the hallway. Your noses are inundated with smells of different smells of food, sickly sweet to slightly rotten, um, and then the odors tend to get more and more pronounced. Um, roll me d20 for save. Let's just call it a horror factor real quick.
Okay. I got an 18 total.
Okay. And Jonathan?
Also, I have this weird scent ability for being a scarecrow. It's kind of complex, but it has me the ability to discern familiar scents, track scents, and a number of other things, kind of like a bloodhound, basically.
Yeah, you're completely inundated. It's almost to the point where you're nauseated from how much different smells. You can tell that basically it feels like people have been trafficking food down here for like eons almost, because it's just constantly, and it's combination of both fresh and rotted fuel, food, and things of that nature. Um, Rare potent. Jonathan, what did you get on your roll?
16.
Okay, you both pass. Y'all are both fine. Slightly nauseated because of the potency of the smell in there. That's trans iron. You get to the door. It is also twice the size of both of you.
I would like to put my face mask on, which should already be on, but it has a filter on it, so
Okay.
it should at least help me with this.
Yes. And I presume that you are as well. You're already in your host armor, so I presume that you've activated the filtration system in your armor. Jonathan?
Yeah. Yes, once I sent that, I'll kind of hiss and discomfort, then activate the filtration system.
Okay. When you enter the room, you see a small, meek man in front, standing at the end of the table. The table is about 12 feet long, 6 feet wide. There's also a giant drainage hole that's in the center. You see that the room looks like it's been cleaned periodically, but you can tell that there's been a combination of rotten food and other organic matter that has subsequently been through this room one too many times. And Bagutsu, you're on.
What do you guys want from me? Can't you see I'm preparing?
We have been summoned for an assignment by our lord.
You're ugly. Yeah.
And
Tell me
actually,
something.
neither of them were present yet, I don't think, when I gave my description. Basically, I'm 7.5 feet. I'm hunched forward. You'll see a vaguely humanoid-shaped hunched forward with praying mantis-like arms covered in a whirling mass of black, brown, and dark green insects with occasional glimpses of orange flashing.
Mm.
And just tons of insects just scuttling about my form.
Yeah, this actually would be a good time to introduce our characters fully, since the team has been assembled. Since it's your turn, Robert, you can go ahead.
Well, he just described me. I'm just a meek little man sitting there.
Then I am Draven Novak. I stand at around 5'11". My form seems to be covered at the moment with certain bits of armor that look like a combination between some type of coral or organic viscous material. But it leaves most of my body exposed in certain areas. I look like I'm nothing but skin, bones, and muscle. Like absolutely no fat on my body whatsoever, like it's been melted off. And I have this bone white mask over my face that kind of keeps people from freaking out too much as to what I am. I'm a scarecrow, by the way. These guys are freaking insane. And I have two, what looks like two weird blade-looking things attached to my waist and a couple guns attached to my back and all.
Okay. So, your lord has summoned me, huh? What does he summon me for?
We have been tasked with an assignment. Is it written on the paper what the assignment is?
What it says on the paper is once you have assembled the team, report back to the main hall. The librarian will instruct you further with your assignments and instructions. It is just to let you know, it is the early part of the morning. He does tell you to be prepared to assemble at night. Um, and at this point, um, since you rolled a 20, you do know what Bogatsu is, and therefore you do know why there's is a time frame.
All right.
Johnny, you will not know this, since this is your first time meeting everyone else. Um, the reason that being is that um, Mitchell's character is actually has worked with the librarian closely, which in this society, the librarians are pretty much the right hand of the best way to go, the Shogun of the city. So he has done a lot of intrigue and what have you so far. So he pretty much know who all the players are and have heard tales of both you and Bagatsu. So you so that's just a little intel for explaining why things are the way they are currently. Um, so as you are discussing this, as you're discussing things, you hear a knock on the door for at Bagatsu's door.
Who is it?
Yes, Sir Bagatsu, what shall you like for your preparations this evening?
Hmm. Just bring me a big plate.
How many cows would you like to have? Bio cows would you like to have this evening? Your normal 4 to 5?
Uh, hmm. Yes, that'll be fine.
Would you like them stuffed as normal?
Of course.
Yes, Sir Bagatsu. They will be ready in the hour.
Ah, thank you,
Now,
sir.
no problem, Sir Bagatsu. Now, Jonathan, roll me a perception check. Dennis?
That was terrible. I think
You got a 1?
8.
An 8. Okay. You don't think much of it. You think it's a little bit odd, but not enough to ask what's going on. Um, Mitchell, your character at this point does know the details. Um, so basically you tell Bogatsu that from the note that you will be assembling this evening. That should give you time to prepare. And is there anything else you want to say before we go to our next scene?
No, I'm good.
You, Dennis?
Nope. I'm just observing quietly.
Okay.
Well,
So,
as quietly as I can with all the insects crawling all over me.
Bagatsu?
Keep your insects away from my food.
And with that maniacal laughter, we fade to black. Basically, at this point, you, Jonathan, and Dennis, I mean, Jonathan and Mitchell, you arrive in the main hall. And basically, you see the librarian. You do not see Bagatsu yet.
Well, what we would see is probably the host of the librarian. Nobody actually sees the librarian.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, I see that you have began the preparations as I requested.
I simply take up my kneeling form before him again and wait for instructions.
Where is Sir Bagatsu?
He was informed of the time. He said he would arrive.
At that moment, after he says that, you start hearing the loud thuds on the ground, almost like if you did not know better, you swear it was an earthquake. And as you proceed to um, hear it get closer and closer, um, you hear someone that starts to approach the door. When you see that happens, you see. Hold on one second, because my thing just messed up on me. Lovely. But yes, give me 1 second here. Uh, but you see a very large figure, frightening in size. Give me 1 second here. I will actually have a visual for you in 1 second. Pardon me, my system is a little bit slow today. But yeah, basically, you see this. As soon as I can get my thing up. And I will be presenting y'all with a pic of this guy in 1 second. Alright, where is share screen? Okay. And you see this before you.
Hoo-hoo.
That's me.
That is correct. And literally you see a giant of a man approach you accordingly. On you, Bagatsu?
Yes, I am.
So, you hear literally this large being before you. He said, very well. Everyone has assembled as requested. Please follow me.
Okay. Take my big tank self and follow through.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, you are entering the main room, where in which you see Lord Ronan, aka the Butcher of 10,000. Uh, everyone roll me a perception check.
19.
18.
15.
Okay. So at this point, you all all know why he got that name. Supposedly, he fought off 1,000+ machines single-handedly and proceeded to win a battle single-handed by himself. When he returned back, he had a grand total of 50 heads with him. It was known as the Mad Butcher of Machines.
He's
So
I think he's some sort of a legend that we would know.
yes, he's definitely a legend and pretty much the Shogun of this area. You know him as the Shogun that rules the land. This is the first time you've ever actually met him before, though. You've only heard tales of him.
So you're the Shogun.
That is correct. You have been assembled here because I have a task for you. The machines have increased their patrols, so I'm going to send you up topside, and your job is to take out the battalion, and do some reconnaissance and potentially recover any other data you can on their movements. Any questions?
Which area are we going into?
There you're going to. It's near one of the fallen cities from the above. Um, we said some patrols earlier and have not heard back from them. So we have decided to assemble a new team to go forth and to deal with this, to find out what's going on. So I've heard of each of one of y'all in particular deeds. The infamous Bagatsu, Hunger Unknown, and Legendary, and Battle Veracity meets his own appetite. The clever and sly Scarecrow, and of course, the terror that is known as Swarm Lord, Jonathan. So, my people tell me that you are some people have told me that y'all are misguided, and some even call you misfits. But I believe that y'all might be of some use to me, so I will send you out. Do me well, and you shall be kindly rewarded. Fail me, and receive death. Any questions?
No.
So he waves his hands on, show them out, give them 3 weeks worth of rations, and show them to the surface.
Okay.
At that point, y'all have about a couple of minutes worth of. You go through the main corridor. The librarian adversary shuffles you along, and out the door you go.
Hey, guys, do you mind if I use the bathroom real quick as grab a beer?
That is fine. Actually, we'll do it like this. You are called off to the side. You need to get some preparations.
I
Jonathan,
need to get my horse.
yes, Jonathan Mugatsu, you will be in the main chamber as the emissary go gets your supplies and what have you.
Okay.
And basically, y'all can have whatever interaction y'all feel like doing at this point, and let our viewers enjoy some role playing.
So, what's your name? I'm sorry. Jonathan. Johnny Mantis. So, how many of these mechanical creatures have you killed so far?
I have just recently completed my training. I have not yet had the opportunity to face the enemy.
A newbie, huh? So, I wonder why the Shogun wants to send you out here with us. Do you think?
Because we are ready. We are many and we are ready.
I think this is a death mission, but it's not going to take my life.
If that is what it shall be, many of the enemy shall fall first.
I see why they chose you. I love your attitude.
I'm a...
Okay. You have seen now that the visual character has returned back to y'all. The emissary has got you your supplies accordingly and proceeds to send you up topside.
Okay. So what kind of supplies do we have? Food?
Yeah, generally food supplies, which is basically the ration you spoke of. So you have 3 weeks worth of rations um, that you can take with you.
Was I given any more of my elixir?
You was given enough elixir to last you for, um, isn't it supposed to last for 3 weeks at a time?
Each vial lasts me 2 weeks.
Okay, you are given a month's supply, um,
Two
and
vials.
a care. You also been told that depending on the when you report in, they will be supplies sent to you accordingly.
All right.
Uh, they will send a basically a bionic style ferret out to check on you. The
Bionic. I love it.
bioorganic ferret, very similar to when you're hearing this Bagasu speak up. Oh, another metamorph.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is how that would wind up working out. Um, so y'all travel for a bit. You get topside. There are two large bio-organic doors that are in the ground. The emissary proceeds to pull down a latch. Doors open. The rush of air hits y'all. Is the smell of the air is uh, you could almost taste like kind of like a metallic taste in there. It's very potent. You do feel you can tell that it is a warm, sunny day. The air it seems tainted somehow.
Hmm.
Not in a way that will affect you, but just something not mechanical in nature.
Okay.
You can taste this or smell the ozone that machines would give off in the air.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. So
I'm.
y'all are now up top side. The door closes behind you. The emissary did tell you to basically at this point uh, to head due north, and you do see in the horizon a small outline of like a small city.
Convenient.
I want to stealthily move up. No, I'm just kidding. Gonna,
This is not D&D.
Just I'm the one with the prowl.
yeah, I'm not prowling anywhere.
Well, I'm going to mount my horse. Actually, do any of you guys actually have a mount?
Nope. But I got wings.
For somehow, I think that's significantly better than mine.
So, should we come up with a plan for the city, or basically would we expect there to be lots of enemies in the out in the open in the city?
At this point, the landscape is pretty much just forestry, pretty much. Are y'all gonna go ahead and head north?
I mean, that's the idea. I'd prefer to stay in a way that I could easily see where everything is, but try to be stealthy since I have. That's my primary way of playing with this character. Try to be stealthy.
That's fine. So what happens is y'all travel for a bit. Hold on one second. I will see if. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me for one moment.
Mm-hmm.
let everybody know your dice stuff is gonna be stream dice is gonna be up and running.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been using mine all day. I have dice stream. I usually don't like it, but it's kind of cool because everybody can see my rolls now.
Yeah, I mean, so. And for some reason, it does not want to work for me today. Now it looks like it's about to be up and running for me as soon as I said I was going to get up and get my dice.
I always have my bag of dice within easy reaching distance. Of course, then the question becomes, can I find the correct die?
Alright.
I have plenty of D6s, and I seem to find a D20 every time I look in there, even though I'm pretty sure I didn't buy a couple of them. They just seem to spawn in there.
Gotcha. Alright. Uneventful. Uneventful.
Oh.
Uneventful. So, you basically have made it to about 2 miles from the city. You do notice at this point that you have, and is starting to see that the terrain has changed. What you see before you is a massive graveyard. There's dead bodies, rotten flesh, all about you. As far as the eye can see to the actual city. It looks like thousands has died, if not hundreds of thousands. You also see a couple of sentry towers towards the outside of the city.
I would like to dismount and roll my prowl. Well, actually, I think I have concealment as well. Give me a second. Yeah, I have camouflage and prowl, so I would like to roll for that to make myself significantly harder to find. If see, I got to see concealment is 35. I got to roll under 35. I did not. I rolled an 84 for my concealment, but my prowl. I made my prowl though, just barely.
Okay. So, at this point, everyone roll me perception checks.
Ooh, that's not so good. I got a 7.
Okay.
10.
10. That passes. Johnny Mantis.
What you
I
got?
believe we're looking at 5.
5.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
So I probably don't see much prowling through the using the gravestones as cover.
It's not even gravestones, it's just bodies everywhere.
Using those as cover.
Okay. So, at this point, you see amongst the dead bodies, you start seeing movement, twitches come up out of around the ground. And then the next thing you see before you is going to be this. Hold on one second. Got this. For some reason, this thing keeps on messing up whenever I try to get the show screen.
Don't worry, you got this.
And you see this entity, a almost abomination of sort of a combination of rotten flesh and machine melted together,
Damn, that thing's
coming
ugly.
out of the ground. You see about literally about 20 of them.
Cool, God.
Right? Pretty good.
So, any of y'all have lore for the machines?
I didn't know there was a such skill for lore. I haven't straight up
I do.
intelligence.
Yeah, I have machine lore.
All right, go ahead and roll me a lore check.
I have the intelligence skill.
Okay, how do I roll that? Because on the sheet it's listed as a percentage. So do I roll it as a percentage?
Yes, you roll it as a percentage.
So
I have just straight up intelligence as a skill. Is that enough too, or?
You can roll. You can roll for it, but it's gonna have, since you don't actually have the lore skill. I would say I would add on an extra 10% of difficulty.
All right. So I got to roll under a 42. I did not make that.
I did not make it
Okay.
either.
What did you get?
I got a 70.
And you got what, a
89.
Oh wait,
Bagasu? What you got?
I got a 99.
Good God, people! So at
Hey, I
this
made my
point,
prowl, so I'm actually hidden.
okay. So you see the 20 plus machines start heading your way. At this point, you have. We're gonna go ahead and start rolling for initiative.
All right.
So everybody roll me their initiative scores.
Ooh, that's a good one. I got a 19
All right.
initiative.
All right. All right. You got a 19.
18 total.
All right. Question: does anyone know how to disable the showing of dice rolls on this thing?
There should be an option on the actual roller that allows you to project to the others. I'll download it now and look for it to help you out.
All right. I tried to figure out earlier, but I ain't had much luck. But
So
yeah,
you're trying to hide? You're trying to
yeah.
hide your rolls? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because there's some things.
All right. We'll see. If not,
It should be in settings somewhere.
It's not, and I'm not going to worry about it because I have another dice roller right here. So,
Ah, here we go. +1. I got a 13.
13. All right.
Where are your characters?
So you got 13. So what I want you to do now at this point is, what do y'all want to do as far
Uh,
as setting up positions and whatnot?
I'm probably off to the side, a bit away. And if I have first initiative, are these guys like incredibly clustered together, or are they all spread out?
Oh, their cluster is like basically a zombie horde.
I would like to take out basically my the Splicers version of a rocket launcher and fire off into their. Uh,
Okay.
let's see,
So,
the Baoh rocket stinger.
all right. So roll me uh, a roll to hit.
Let's do this history. All right. That is a 15 total.
15 total.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like that is definitely going to hit. Let me see if I get my guys to roll real quick to see if they dodge.
I was like, oh wait, that's a 16. My bad. I
16.
get +1 for aiming.
Okay. So the first cluster is a cluster of 5. Uh, so give me 1 second here to get the rolls in.
Yeah, for those listening in, Splicers the Scarecrow, they have a fondness for explosions and they have a fondness for stealth, which I found very interesting.
Yes, indeed. They do definitely love to see stuff go boom.
Everybody likes seeing things go boom.
Especially the Palladium characters that Mitchell plays.
Okay. That, they all get hit.
All right, let me let's see how much damage. Oh, good lord! I'm gonna need to pull out some extra d10s.
All right.
Uh, all right, that's 3. I need one more. Come on, bag of dice, don't fail me now. Screw it, I'll roll one twice.
Let's do this.
I need a calculator. Uh, that's 21 MDC of damage.
21 damage.
Yeah,
All right.
21 MDC. Also have a range of 3,000 feet.
Well, they're definitely in range. All right. And how much was that?
21 damage MDC.
Okay. 21 damage MDC. All right. So they all get hit. Okay. You have 3 guys coming up on you right now. Bagatsu.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna fly up in the air.
All right. And are you going to do anything in the air? Any attacks or anything?
Let's see what I'm gonna do. I am going to. I'm gonna use my fire breath on him.
All right. Roll me the hit 3 times.
It's like, dude, are you a freaking dragon?
19 to 16. So 20.
So you rolled 19. What else?
19, 2, and 16.
16. All right then. So that basically you got 2 hits, 1 miss.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if they miss, if they dodge. And they both get hit. So go ahead and roll for your damage.
All right. That's 3d12 mega damage, by the way. So first one. 23.
Uh-huh.
Next one. 21.
All right.
Mega damage.
All right. 21 mega damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me 1 second here. All right. All right. So you blew up 1 without any problem, and then basically what you see, it erupts. You got it covered in flames. Bits of flesh falls off, and it drops to the ground in a flaming heap. And then the other one is still up and running.
Okay.
All right. And you did 22. So yeah, the other one looks pretty bad off. Is struggling to keep walking despite it being covered in with it being covered in flames. And now you got the first 5 trying to attack Mantis. Johnny Math.
Johnny Mantis?
Yep.
Well, his name's Johnny Blythe, but he goes by Mantis
Gotcha.
now that he's in his armor. Are they right up on me, or is there some distance between us?
They're some distance away. They are putting down, or in the process of about to lay down small ground fire.
Can I tell how many of those 5 are within 10 feet of each other in a 10-foot area?
They're like I said, they're pretty bunched up together. They're basically a horde. They have they don't have. It's kind of like if you ever seen a zombie movie. They kind of like shuffling slowly towards you. They do have like guns on them or whatever, and they're about to fire on you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is let out a hiss and release a swarm of 20 fireflies to explode in the center of the group.
Alright. So, before that happens, let me go ahead. We know that that's what you're going to be doing on your turn. Let me roll up the first 5 attacks from these guys to see who does what. And so we have 1 fumble. Okay, so that is going to be interesting.
Oh I love
I
the
mean,
fact that I have
critical
auto.
fail. Yeah, critical fail.
Ooh.
And yeah, they all hit, all but one. One managed not to get hit, but the other ones do. And that is a critical fail. So that means they wind up taking, uh, on critical fails, isn't it double damage on critical fails?
It's no, it just means they damage. It's up to you on what you want it to do for that critical fail for that particular character. Yes, you can have it do additional damage if you want. You can be that incredibly lethal DM, or you can just have it so it jams the gun, or it blows the gun up, damaging him, or he shoots one of his friends in the back. And it's like it's a whole slew of things you can do.
Yeah. I'm not going to say they're going to be killed, but they're definitely going to be taking some damage. So, P times 4. So, yeah. Alright. So, at this point, good God, they shot themselves. Alright. So they all take damage. Alright. And you got two that the one that misfire has shot his leg off, and from that, the other ones took ricochet damage from stuff hitting the ground and what have you. So you got one that is on the ground crawling towards you, and that is going to be the end of their action. Now it's your turn, Mantis.
Okay, so I'm going to send a swarm of 20 fireflies centered on the middle of the group.
Okay, roll for it.
So that would be 16.
That's a hit. For one, roll it 4 more times since they're hitting multiple targets.
So 16, a 9, a 4, and an 11.
Alright.
One of those miss.
Yeah, one miss, so that means there's 3 hits. So that means they get. And what was your scores again, one more time?
And if it makes a difference, this is an area effect attack. My rolls were 14, 16, 9, 4, and 11.
Alright. 2 of them hit, 1 of them misses. And the area effect, how big of an area does it affect?
It's 60, 10 mega damage to a 10-foot area.
Oh. So yeah, pretty much you roll 1d20, and the first d20 roll, what was it?
14 total.
14 total. Yeah, they all get hit. So go ahead and roll up the damage for them.
$11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $21, $23. So 23 total.
23 total. Alright. So they have been when you see bits of metal shards and flesh fly off of them and blow up aside. These fireflies, what they basically explode like plasma grenades?
Let's see. Yep, they're like guided plasma grenades.
So you see hot plasma erupt from the bellies of your fireflies, coating the aliens accordingly and set them ablaze. At that point, bits of molten metal and flesh start to drop off of them accordingly. And on that, we have the robots to attack y'all. So, we got about 20 robots. Well, actually, you killed 3, so that's like 18 robots. So I gotta do
17
18.
robots.
Yeah, 17 robots.
17 robots.
I am so glad I have auto dodge.
So, we got 1, 2, 2 misses out of the 17 rolls. And the rest do. So at this point, you see a path of laser fire coming towards you accordingly from the robot horde that's approaching. Y'all can now roll your can now parry, since parry does not cost you an action.
I was like, if these are bullets and stuff, we can't parry those.
Well, for the purpose of my game and y'all reflexes, y'all should be able to. You know what's coming, so I'm going to go ahead and let you all have a dodge roll or parry roll.
I'm going to auto dodge them. Just tell me how many times I got to roll my auto dodge and what I have to beat.
On yours, you got to, since it's a group together and they're shooting periodically, what I'm going to have you do is roll 4 Bagatsu, dodge 5, and Swarm Lord, you dodge roll 6. And that will, in my opinion, sum up the level of carnage that I have unleashed.
Now, my special arms, the skies for the mantis arms, are material that can. I've got the armor where they can like parry mega damage weapons. So would I be able to use that to hold up to deflect the bullets, or would I have to dodge? Well, actually, the laser. I guess it's lasers, not bullets, right?
Yeah, lasers. I would say in this case you can go ahead and do that. So basically, it's kind of, what is it, like wings?
Well, they're the man arms where they're very, but they're like the skies where they're really thick at the beginning and then come down, they're angled downward into points.
How much mega damage can they take?
Let's see.
My dodge rolls are in chat. 24, 14, 18, 18.
Okay. That'll work. So go ahead and describe your dodges.
I'm just kind of a really jerking movement as I throw myself to the side and I throw myself to the other side for kind of doing a spin flip over the final 2 bolts that they fired at me.
All right. Jonathan, your
They can 40 mega damage. I think they can take.
So yeah, you can go ahead and use that ability.
So that would be 22 total.
Yep.
So basically, I just kind of hunch down and then bring my arms up like that across each other to, create the shield in front of me.
Okay. Then I need to see here. All right. So I told you said you had 6, and they are. Just bear with me. I'm trying to get my computer keeps on messing up on me. All right. So, all right. So grand total from all them shots you take, that's 19 points of damage. So basically, you get barraged by them, but the shield absorbs 19 points of that, and you have 40, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you're good to go. Now they're owned by Gatsu, and I think I told you, how many did I tell you? You were going to be dodging?
4.
4.
So I got 11, 3, 18, 7. They're up
All
on my
right.
screen.
You dodge all but 2 of them, and then what I want you to do is you dodge all but 2, and you take from that. You take a grand total of 21 damage.
Nah, that's nothing.
Yeah. So can Mitchell roll me a perception check?
I got a 15.
Okay. You can hear off in the distance the sounds of a jet coming your way. You say you got about, I don't know, because of your super hearing, you think you got about maybe 30 minutes before you see them, before it sees you, and potentially can relay for extra support.
All right. I do shout out. We have roughly 30 minutes to kill these things and find a place to hide, or everything is going to know where we are.
All right. So, all right. So it is now back to Mitchell character, since you had the highest set of initiative.
All right.
And how many attacks do you get total, Mitchell?
I have 6 attacks per melee.
Okay. Dennis, how many? Jonathan, how many do you have?
I have 6 as well.
And by Gutsu?
6.
All right. So first round has gone off, so you're now down to 5. All right. So at this point in time, we're starting the next round. Mitchell, you up first. What do you want to do?
Have they engaged me within melee range, or is it still
They
long?
are at this point from the since they were still marching through. I say that they're at this point in melee range.
All right, so I'm not going to have enough room to use my long-range weapon, so I'm going to hoist or well, I'd already probably done that. My rocket launcher, and I'm going to grab the two oddly shaped axes, and with a flick, the rods on the end will extend partly, and the blades will jut out. They're two friggin' scythes.
Okay then. So, um, how many? How many? So if you're doing dual wielding with the attacks, does
I
that
have three
count as
left.
one attack? They count as. Can you hit
I can
multiple
attack with
targets?
both. I can hit twice during my melees.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me attack rolls.
All right. One attack is. Give me a second to look at my full bonuses here. +2 to strike with that. And another +2. So that's a 20 total. And the other attack is a. So 4. That's 11. A 20 and an 11.
All right. They hit.
All right. Rolling damage for the first scythe. First damage is 13 mega damage.
Okay.
And that doesn't kill the one in front of me, does it?
That is he lost an arm from that, but he is still there. You managed to cut off the gun arm.
All right, and then he took 10, 15, 19, 20 mega damage from the second attack.
That one is dead.
All right, so I just kind of run up to him, engaging in melee, flick out my scythe, flip him into the regular grip, cut off his arm, and then complete the spin and finish lopping off his head.
You proceed to see at this point from where you chopped the other guy off. You see this pustule of black, like oil machine liquid spurt out from the top of the head of basically the zombie Borg. I mean the Nero Borg, and shoots out the top of his head. And at that point, he drops down to a crumbling mess.
Nice.
And then
Right,
the other ones are you still got.
I've still got 3 others in front of me.
Okay, you still got 3 in front of you, and then at this point it goes to you got the ones in front of Mr. Mantis. And let me roll for that set now. And I said you had 4 on you, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
5 on Johnny and 6 on Ogre.
Okay, and you killed one last turn, I believe. So, let me see if any of these suckers actually hit you. I mean, you pretty much can tell that this is a cannon fodder brigade of robots. They're more meant to be a nuisance than actually any actual threat. So, mess. All right, you only getting hit twice. You can try to parry or do the dodge again.
I will attempt to parry.
All right. Go ahead and roll for me.
Yeah, so 9 total.
All right. So you get hit by 1, dodge the other. 2. You take a grand total of 4 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah. At this point, Mitchell, you know you got from the fire, you got 20 minutes and counting. And now to Bogatsu, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pull out my Baoh E rifle. Try to take
Okay,
out a couple. Actually, one. Get one shot. Let me
one
shoot at
shot.
one.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Ugh. That's a 7.
That is a miss.
Ugh. This, leave these fools alone.
Okay. Um. Well, you got a couple of options. I mean, are y'all Mitchell? You know how much time is left. So what do? So at this point, like I said, it's 20 minutes left in combat. What do y'all want to do?
It's just, I guess we could leave them.
You want to leave and try to find, try to hide out somewhere, or do you want to take them out and also try to take? Since you're flying, technically you can take out the jet.
Yeah, technically.
Technically, you can take out the jet. I believe you have bio missiles on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, you can actually engage in air combat. So you can actually proceed to basically do a jet fight with the actual thing, with the actual plane that's coming your way.
Right.
So, um, and then Mitchell and Mantis can proceed to take out, continue the fight on the ground.
That sounds good.
All right. So at this point, you are hearing them. They're still approaching you. They're basically on top of you, Mantis, and they're still on top of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the attacks for this roll because it's now their turn to attack y'all. So
Don't I get to go because they just attacked me, the ones that were in front of me?
yeah,
That says
my bad. Yeah, you do get to attack back. So what do you want to do? So go ahead and roll for attack and tell me what to do. And let me know if you hit or not.
Okay, you said they're right up on me, correct? So there's one like basically right in front of me.
I mean, they're trying to come off on you. They are being slowed back due to the fact of your swarm of insects of death and devastation. Because actually, the insects, because you have them whipping around you and whatnot, is actually and due to their size, is kind of like pushing them back accordingly. So they're not on actual melee combat range yet. I say 2 more turns and they will be if they manage to push through the insects.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is um, release another swarm. This time it's going to be 20 locusts.
Okay. And what was the ability of the locust?
Basically, I roll a d6 to find out how many melee rounds they stay up for before they explode, and they'll do 5d8 mega damage, for each target if they hit their target.
Okay, roll.
So
So
first I'm going to roll to see how many melees they're going to survive for.
Alright.
So for 3 melees, they'll be up. And now I'll roll my first to hit. +5 to strike. Now, does their bonus to strike get added to my total bonuses to strike, or is it just their bonus?
For this, I won't say it's gonna be, since y'all are basically one. I'm gonna say go ahead and add in your bonus.
So 7.
What is it? What's the bonus total?
7, so that'd be 13 total
Okay,
on the
yeah.
first target.
Do they have an area effect or?
No, it's just they basically close on a single target. The swarm of 20 just basically swarm on the target like they do me, but except they're trying to, they attack for 5d8 on a single target.
Okay. So it's 5d8 times 20, correct?
No, that's the entirety for the swarm. Does 5d8.
Okay.
Individually, they only do 1d4, but 20 together it does 5d8.
All right.
Roll 8, 10, 12. So 15 mega damage on the target.
All right. So that you managed to blow his legs off from the bomb from the swarm. I presume do they detonate or do they just eat away at the metal?
They'll keep
Well,
eating him they'll keep attacking for 2 more rounds.
so yeah, at this point,
They consume and eat it, and then once they get full, then that's when they'll, just be destroyed.
okay. So at this point, what you see happening is that the locust has literally swarmed this one robot, stopped it in its tracks. It has proceeded to eat at its joints and has proceeded. He's basically now on the ground, being slowly devoured. You see the body writhe and twitch all over as it's slowly being consumed by the deadly Baoh locust. Um, okay, so we've done that. Now you got a total of, you had 4, you down to 3. Uh, Mitchell killed 1, so he got 2 left on him, and you still got your contingent left. So, all right. So let's do this. All right. So you got 10. All right then. The first 2 that attack you, you got 2 on you right now, and they managed to hit you accordingly. So
I kept trying to say, I've got 3 on me.
3.
Yeah. I had 4
Okay.
originally and only killed 1.
It doesn't matter. You only got 2 that's actually managed to hit.
Okay.
The other one, like you hit him so hard from the last turn, is still swaying back and forth. So he hasn't been able to regain his, hasn't been able to reboot from the initial set of damage. They fire at you. You can now try to dodge.
I am.
Well, engage in actually hand-to-hand combat. Not bad.
Yeah. It's a 14 the first dodge and a 22 the second dodge.
Yeah. Okay. So describe your dodge.
They're probably too close for me to actually do more acrobatic stuff for it, but I'm just kind of jerking myself to the side, dodging their bullets. Kind of a little bit matrixy.
Okay. The Borgs are the Borgs right now. They're trying to get a beat on you. You can see that they're jerking left and right, trying to get the calculations down to actually get their targeting to stay on point with you, but totally are failing at this because your speed is way too fast for them to compensate for. All right, so after that happens, we got the shots on Bagatsu. Yeah.
Everything looks like it's slow motion to me.
And you only got two that actually hit you. So you want to roll to dodge or parry?
Yep, dodge.
All right, that's going to take up 2 of your action. Was going to leave you 2 left.
Okay, so that's 18 and 19. Oh no, 19 and 20.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me figure out something. Didn't you say you were flying in the air before?
Yes, I'm still flying.
Okay. So yeah, you dodged around. So you can go and describe your dodge.
Okay, I kind of swing up a little bit with my wings, so push a little harder, and both of the laser bolts go between my legs. Nearly miss.
You see from the ground that they're firing furiously at you, back and forth. Some are being distracted, evidently from some of Manus's locusts nipping at their heels. So at this point, it is that's the end of their actions. So it is now back to you, um, Mitchell.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to attack the guys in front of me and try and hit them with my scythes.
All right, roll for it.
All right, that is a 11, and the second attack is another 11.
They both hit, and now roll for damage.
All right. God dang it! Dice down! Dice down! Alright, let's see, 5, 10, 16 damage on the first strike.
Okay, that one's dead.
Alright, and 10, 8, 20 damage on the second strike.
Both dead.
Alright, so I just dodging around a whole bunch of stuff. I see this perfect opportunity. I just flip my scythe back around and start my spin again, completely carve through the waist of the first one and continue it on, and then bring it down to a diagonal strike through the torso of the second one, completely shredding through their body, their carapace.
Okay. Yeah, you once again that you from your attack you like literally there's um, machine fluid screwing erupting everywhere, rotten flesh being thrown here and there, and then at that point, um, uh, they collapse to the ground on a heap of machine and bile.
All right.
So that is going to be back to Mantis. You got one guy basically being eaten alive, so he's completely prone and is unable to walk, and you got the other 2 in front of you.
So first, for the one that's still being eaten, 6, 7, 10. He takes another 13 mega damage.
You see that the head rolls off as the locust proceeds to eat and devour the rest of the body, and you just hear the crunching and devouring of metal.
Yes, very tasty. Are there
That's
any
gross.
within 10 feet of me yet?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to... I lift up my arms, and these serrated whip tentacles come out and strike at the closest one to me. It's still up.
All right, roll to hit D20.
Do I roll once for both attacks, or do you want me to roll them separately?
Go ahead and roll 'em for both, because you're dual wielding, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a D20 twice.
Okay. So, yikes. Strike 2. So the first one is the 20. Right? 1, 3, 20. And the second one I rolled a 1.
Roll me another D20.
3.
Okay, so this is what happens. First one hits, dead on, no problem. The other one gets entangled around the other robot's arm, and he managed to yank the whip out of your hand.
Okay, well, it's not like whips that I'm holding. They're actually built into my arms.
Okay.
So,
Well, when you hit, okay, then if that's the case, then when the whip hits, it actually entangles around the robot's arm, and he basically catches it. So he actually you get no damage, but you can't recall the whip back because he got a firm lock on it. So, go ahead and roll me damage for the one hit. Basically, if it was like anything higher, your whip would have been like basically ripped off. If it was if it was above a 5.
okay. Just to let you know the way the whip works, the next turn I'll be able to use it to do damage on him because it's basically got edges built along the whip, and I can do damage just by yanking it. It won't come
Okay.
into play this turn, of course, because I can't pull on it, so it'll just be the one.
Yeah. So literally what you see, you fling the whip, and like with mechanical precision, he managed to extend his arm right at the correct moment and catch the whip in his hand.
Okay, so 2d8. So for the whip that hits, he takes 11 mega damage.
Okay. So 11 on that one there. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if he gets a parry. I should have rolled earlier, but oh yeah, I already did. Yeah, never mind. He did not make that roll. It was a 17. He rolled 15. All right, so we got that. So that's your action for this turn. What are you gonna do, Bagatsu? Just to let you know, at this point, you do see the actual jet is now more actually viewable even for you, Bagatsu. So, and it is making a beeline towards you.
All right. Well, hell. I guess I'll shoot some missiles at it, huh?
All right.
Uh, let's see. How can I do this? I could shoot 2 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot 2 bio missiles at it. Organic rockets. I mean, Okay.
All right.
Ooh, critical.
Critical.
Yep. And 11.
Okay. So because you roll critical. Hold on one second. I need to look at something on this sheet.
Wait till you see the damage of these things.
Roll me a d10.
Okay. One.
Okay. Roll me the damage.
All right. Yeah.
I think this is Robert's last turn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Going out with a bang.
Okay. Do them all at once. 16. 27 for one.
And since it's a critical, doesn't that double it?
Oh, yeah. 14. 57? No, 54.
54. Okay, so what you see at this point is the missiles collide with the jet. You manage to hit the tail fin, damage it so much that the plane proceeds to go erratically wrong and crashes to the ground.
Now let's just hope they didn't radio in our position.
Yeah, I don't think they had enough time.
Yeah, the D10 was for whether or not what area you was going to hit because there was multiple spots. You managed to hit the one point of the plane with the lowest amount of hit points, and you pretty much took it out to one that was severely damaged, which we both know if you hit a tail fin on an airplane,
Yeah.
you pretty much make it go into a tailspin. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to like these electronic dice now.
So that now has happened. So the imminent threat that is possibly more backup might have been diverted. We do not know yet. So back to so you're out of actions. You got 2 more actions, Mitchell. So do you, Mantis.
I should have
Correct?
3 more.
3 more. Okay.
Oh, it's me and Johnny have 3. Robert, I think, has 1 left. Now I'm thinking
Okay.
about it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and do this.
So who's going?
All right. And yeah, we're gonna probably wind up wrapping this up quite soon. Cause yeah. So let us finish up the last bit of combat, and we'll go from there.
All right.
So whose turn is it?
For me, it's 2:05. I started at 2, and I said this was gonna be over at 5. So I was doing 3-hour gameplay.
No, whose turn is it?
Oh, turn. Is actually back to Mitchell.
Okay. I've got 1 dude in front of me. I'm going to attack him.
All right,
And
roll the hit.
ooh, that's not good. The second attack. All right, so One attack, I rolled a natural 1. The other attack was a 12.
Roll me a d20 on the. Roll me a d20.
That's another 1.
Your scythe breaks.
Hey, thankfully it regenerates. I knew getting that one scythe was worth it. But does the other one hit?
Yeah, the other one hits.
Alright.
The one that was the issue.
Yeah. Let's see. 15 mega.
15 mega damage. That one also is now dead.
So yeah, I just bring both of my scythes up around as hard as I can, while one of them cleaves through it. The other one just breaks on through, and I hear a slight hissing scream from the organic creature that my scythes are kind of made from.
Yes, you hear a high pitch shriek through the voice box of the creature, through the other robot, drops to the ground accordingly. And you have 0 opponents on you. Now it's over to
Johnny.
Mantis.
Man.
Johnny. Is now on you, boss man.
Okay, so this will be the last round for my locust, unfortunately. Let's see, was it 5d8?
Oh, the locust has killed the robot last turn. The damage was enough to make it sever the robot from the rest of the body, and the head was being devoured last turn.
Okay, so how many do I have left enemies in front of me? Is it just the one that I'm engaging?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, even though he's dead, the locust will continue to munch on the body, but then they'll overheat and explode and fall among the carnage. With a hiss, I'm going to step forward towards the enemy. The insects around my mantis-shaped head will kind of part as my giant pincer mouth closes on the head and tries to take a bite on the head of the robot in front of me.
So you're doing a call shot to the head.
Bite.
So that would be rolled to hit. Difficulty +5. Actually, +3 because you're right up on it.
So, okay, 2, 3, d20. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Just a second. Oh, wait. Yeah, 18. So,
That's a hit.
20. Okay. So that'll be 6, 14, 19, 25, 32 points of mega damage.
The head is gone. You rip the head off from the body and proceed to devour it whole. And you are now clear of all enemies. And since you blew up the jet last time, you still got your. I think if I remember correctly, you had 2. You have 2 left on you.
Okay. I'm gonna fire. We're gonna fire my rockets, one at each.
All right. Go ahead. Roll to hit.
A critical and a 10. Critical fail and a 10.
Roll me a d20.
12.
Shit. Okay, there was some type of malfunction. The missile actually detonate in the actual biohousing and goes off. Roll me what's the damage on your missile?
5d10.
Roll it.
How many minutes is a combat round?
Combat round is 4 milliseconds. I mean,
15
5
seconds.
15 seconds. Thank you, Mitchell.
Well, for each attack, you mean?
Yeah, for each attack. For each attack. That's correct. Last couple rounds, the jet was going in for supersonic fast, so that's why Bogatsu was able to see it off in the distance.
Right. Well, I'm just trying to keep track of how much time passes so I can track how many bugs regenerate, but it's going to be a little bit yet still. So.
How long is the regeneration time on your bugs?
Currently, right now, it's 2d6 every 10 minutes, so I got a few minutes yet before they'll start regeneration.
But at this point, you have nothing else to worry about because all the you ate the head off of one, and I presume. Oh yeah, there's one thing we need to resolve with your thing. You need to pull your whip back out of the hand of the other one that was in front of you.
Yeah, so I'll need to untangle it.
Yeah, so.
Or just drag it around like a prize for a while, one of the two.
Pretty much. So at this point, how much was the damage?
Good thing I rolled low for this.
You rolled
20.
max for one of them.
Yeah. 20.
20. And
20.
what's the MDC damage do you have for on the wing? Where that was mounted?
Is I just saw it. Jeez, where was it? 30.
So the wing is severely damaged at this point. And one did hit. Roll me the damage for the one they hit on the one guy, because you have one critical failure and one fail, which means the first one shot off, but something went wrong, and the other one got hanked up.
All right. $39. That could have been me.
Yep. So that was a hit. The enemy is totally destroyed. You see a giant explosion at that point. Is there radius damage on that thing?
Rate of fire, payload. No, it doesn't look like it.
What type of explosive is it?
Maximum effective range on that's an organic rocket.
So it doesn't have an area of effect?
Should be around 6 feet at least.
Yeah, which means that would pretty much encompass the other robot that was nearby. So.
Let's just say that for now.
Yeah, for now, to make this go quicker. Both are destroyed. You have hit the ground accordingly.
Okay, yeah, because my wing. My poor wing.
Now, everyone roll me perception real quick.
Yeah, it says it has a blast radius of 10 feet on that rocket.
Yeah, it's done. Everyone roll me a perception real quick.
14.
12.
All right.
19 or 17 or something.
So you all hear this. One of the robots that has been severely mangled, but the voice box is still attached. You hear a female's voice emanate from out of it. and it says they are planning to destroy your your city, and it's on a constant repeat over and over again. And you do see a small holographic image of a contingent of robot army marching.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Princess Leia.
Screw you. No.
I'm just kidding.
And that, and after that, it goes on for a few seconds. Like they are planning to have your city fall.
I'm just gonna pull
Message
out my.
ends. So at this point, this is going to be the end of this game session. You can tell me what y'all plan on doing. I'm willing to answer. We have one viewer left, so I'm going to open this up to any questions that viewer might have. And yeah, that's basically it. If they have any questions about the game system, what have you, I'd be more than willing to answer that for until about 3:35. So, what do you think? Do I suck as a GM?
No, man.
No, I had lots of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very, very descriptive. I liked it.
All right, I tried.
I'm just really
I-
glad and praising my forethought to change my acid swords to sickle scythes. I mean, sickle axes.
It
Yeah.
worked. It did work out for you.
Well, this is my fourth game since 4 o'clock this morning. The one you were in with me, but I played 2 more after that to get here.
Yeah, I mean, good God, man, you should sleep some.
Yeah, I think we're going to later tonight, but
Sleep is for the weak.
at 7, I got a little Q&A going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got a prize to give away at 10. Then I got Juice's game at 10, so I'll probably be a little bit late for that.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna
we're
see.
taking any questions that you have about the game or the system involving splicers.
Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back.
And just to let you know, I did leave this open up for the potential of a actual campaign. So, but as of right now, what you're going to wind up doing is reporting back to base about the incoming invasion.
You have to say, I really enjoyed Swarm Lord. It's a real fun class to play.
Yeah, I didn't know my guy would be as powerful as he was. I mean, good lord, it was ridiculous.
Well, the way I did the combat kind of on this here, it wasn't traditional as far as back and forth. I kind of speed up the combat some because these are low end Borgs. You're
Yeah.
all level ones, but they're fused together with bits of rotten flesh. So as far as I'm concerned, they're not going to be the most combat heavy, skill heavy set of bots in the game. So
They made kind of good fodder for our first skirmish.
yeah, they're basically cannon fodder.
I know, but we blew through these guys in one round of combat.
Pretty much. I mean, and also add in mind that we were running behind on time, so I actually was planning
Yeah,
to lead
everything
up
was.
to more stuff, so I had to actually cut it down because it was almost like 30 minutes into it.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. And I apologize for that. The game was taking quite a while. Everything had been pushed back some.
So what game was it y'all were playing?
I was running my D&D 5th edition game, Complications with Nationals. It was a comedic setting. It had football and goblins and stuff in it.
Okay. Well, does anyone have any questions for my merry band of adventurers, biotechs? Like I said, we're pretty much leaving it open for a couple more minutes. I won't go ahead and end the stream at like 2:30 probably. We don't have a lot of viewers, so yeah. And yeah. But overall, thank you for those who have watched or those who might watch in the future. And once again, thank you for watching uh, Wreck Apocalypse 8186 Splicer game. But yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, it was a good game, and like I said, I did leave it open for the possibility of a campaign. Because
For
I
the
want to
benefit
kind
of
of
the
have it
person
go.
watching, we could all stream the pictures that we have of our characters.
That I can do. So everybody present. Go ahead and present the pictures of your characters accordingly. Everybody's seen Bagatsus.
Yeah.
So Dennis, you go first. And then Dennis, and then I will probably present on behalf of um, Dennis. Robert.
That's pretty much what mine looks like, except his head is more mantis-like, and he has the blades that can come out to make his arms look more mantis-looking.
Yeah, if you can go ahead and scroll up a little bit on yours to show off the head.
Trying to get. How is it that you do the screen share again?
It's up in the upper right hand corner. Looks like a computer screen.
You had already done it, man. It's alright.
He's like, okay, just like, what are you gonna do? Start coming.
But yeah. But that is work is pretty much the reason why I got into Splicer so much. Um, the imagery for it is just insane. You can find his work up on Deviant Art. Um, and believe that it will fall underneath it. Yeah, Chuck Walton. So you'll be looking up for Splicer Metamorph Armored. That is actually Bugasu is actually a character that I originally built uh, for fun uh, to be used as a. So he is my personal all-time favorite.
Mhm.
Out of all the different splicers that are currently out there, the Metamorph is the quite interesting and the quite saddest one out the bunch because in order for him to transform, he has to basically eat 4 times his body weight.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has to eat a mass amount of food, and then he then proceeds to grow food sacks upon his thing. So you see a bunch of unprocessed food. So it's a pretty grotesque um, process of evolution. Because the bigger the morph is, the more food has to be consumed. So he will then morph into a chrysalis, and an extra X amount of time will come out in that shape. Um, Now, when he wants to go to something smaller, it's the opposite, and basically it becomes a husk. So he morphs, it goes into a husk-like state, and then little to no time, he can be the size of a weasel, and then you have this basically he erupts out of the um, basically husk as whatever with mouths of bio gook going to the four winds. So I mean, the metamorph is a quite messy and horrific thing to see, both transform and deform.
We're all kind of freaky and horrific.
Yeah, that's like my main draw to this game. Like everything is just so disgusting and gross, but it's so like put together well. Like, or like one of the things is the grub cannons. I love those. It's like they shoot out a grub that eats through a enemy for like I think it's like 1d6 rounds or something, and
Hmm.
it does damage as it's eating through it. What
Yeah,
was the other? And then there was the expulsion vents, which are like made from pretty much gas in your body and bile, and the gas, the gas from your body is what explodes pretty much to shoot it out.
yeah. So basically, what I wind up um, the imagery I wanted for was like a dark, grotesque apocalyptic world, kind of like that of like the imagery that you saw from like Terminator is what I was kind of going for. Robots, machines. The imagery of the cities is very much a combination of H.R. Geiger meets Japanese design. So the pagodas, the actual housing has a Japanese feel, but they have overall look and texture of like a H.R. Geiger film, like H.R. Geiger painting or sculpture, like you saw in Aliens or some of his artwork.
Yes.
And that's pretty much the way the world looks under when you deal with the different bio cities.
Yeah, it's
So I don't know if I hopefully conveyed that pretty well off as far as the look and feel. Um, is not a happy-go-lucky world. It's a very harsh, very bleak world where in which you live, where in which this take place in. So it's constantly a fight of almost of attrition, of trying to get man to defeat the machines and vice versa. Um, as if y'all get interested more and more, and I'll give you some more of the lore, but like um, the different families or what have you, um, houses, um, they have their own agendas. So at times, like you'll be dealing with issues regarding um, dealing with machines, but then you're going to have to also dealing with other houses and the political intrigue that it encounters with that. Um, I was going far as the structure of this house was more of a feudal Japan sort of style. So you have the Shogun, which is Rodan, the, the Mad Butcher of 1,000 machines, um, and then basically go from there.
definitely. I like the setting. That's like everything I like mixed in one. I mean, I've been a big Palladium fan, but I've never seen the Splicer books or anything until a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, it's kind of crunchy, you know. I mean, it's definitely more akin to Rifts than you know, Heroes Unlimited, but
Yeah, I mean, Heroes Unlimited is like the best way to describe Heroes Unlimited. Got your typical superheroes, and you can pick any genre of superhero you want, from the reluctant hero to the happy-go-lucky. So you can have some happy slapstick stuff go on. You can have Plastic Man if you want,
right,
and then or something as dark as Spawn, and then Rifts, the same concept. You can have the adventurer, the vagabond, the bar scene, all that happen. Um, Not so much as splicers because it's always the impending threat of the machines coming, the impending threat of trying to stay hidden and obtain food, things of that nature. Like the whole world has gone insane, and they're the only one that can deal with it, which I haven't introduced yet too much, is the technojackers, which is basically the only ones that basically have been immune to it, and now have kind of like this golden exoskeleton when they go into battle, because they can control and manipulate the machines.
Yeah, the other ones that can do something fight on the same level of the machines is my characters, the scarecrows, but we're typically loyal only to our librarian, and the process that we become a scarecrow is described as a horrific experience where we willingly inject ourselves with a drug and become, as you can see as my character portrait, uh, we get turned into an MDC creature ourselves with this ungodly regeneration stuff.
yeah, I definitely want to finish up my Dread Guard because I kind of like that. That's a pretty cool class too. Like they're definitely very akin to samurai. They have like a code of honor and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that happen. My eventual plan is to, like I said, continue this. Um, there will be introduction of other houses. Uh, Me and Mitchell has already discussed sitting down and creating a feudal um, Japan, or feudal um, Japan class of uh, house, which is completely subterranean. I'm going to be using the way the city survives is on a combination of um, thermal hot pockets and um, geysers to both power, and people use the thermal jets and the lava tubes to basically cook, process, and make the things they need accordingly, and then the librarians do the rest.
Uh, as you guys may have gotten the inkling to, our characters surprisingly came off as three of the four horsemen. And same for anybody watching. I mean, I ain't kidding. Dennis was basically playing Pestilence. I was playing Death, and Robert was playing friggin' War.
Yep.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, especially with the locust being really my main swarms that I use, that really fits. That's kind of funny how
yeah.
it worked out.
We're actually making plans to level his character out to level 9, because I would like to see what a level 9 Swarm Lord looks like powered up. So we're going to go ahead and max out his um, character just to see what the stats are, because I'm planning to actually save that for potential NPCs later on. But Bio, Robert's character, which I built several years ago, he was. I saw the work from Chuck Worlton and decided it was just absolutely fabulous. So I built the character around a combination of, I can't remember the dinosaur name, but it's pretty much the one with the shell that goes over top with the spikes on the side.
Yeah.
And
Ankylosaurus, maybe.
yeah, Ankylosaurus with some inspiration from an armadillo. So
Hmm.
literally that character is what is Bagutsu basically, and then to add in a additional level of offense weapon, I gave him fire breath. So whenever he roars or when he's in attack, he literally opens out his mouth and a gland opens up and shoots bio fire out of his mouth. He is basically a walking tank. So he can, on his own, in my personal opinion, even at level 1, can probably take out about 20, 30 board, the zombie boards with almost no opposition. And
Yeah, those couple hits I took were like nothing. Nothing.
yeah, because the hit points are basically insane. Once the Swarm Lord starts getting up in level, he's basically gonna have to go to the gene pool and get an additional set of arms put on because the weight of the hive is gonna bear down on him so much. But literally, he doesn't even use his other up close melee attacks because basically all you see is literally is a compass of a swarm around him at all times, which within itself does an area effective attack to multiple enemies, especially when you throw off a full contingent of the fireflies and have them basically self detonate. They'll just lay waste
Yeah,
to
it's crazy. Once, because like with the locusts, even just the basic ones. Where is it here? I just used one swarm of 20, but I have 100 of them, and if I did that full swarm, they would last 2d4 melees and could do 78 plus 40 mega damage per round.
Now, another thing that I was messing around with, which I have to look at doing the conversion for, was if we did cross over into Revs, you will probably come to or deal with Lemuria, and I actually have a scenario how that was going to work out. But basically, in the Lemurian book, there is another set of magical-based host armor, and I was going to, instead of making a Swarm Lord, I was going to be making a Hive King, because it's a combination of bio insects fused with magical from the Lemuria Hive set, and it's a pretty ambitious conversion. Like it would literally be set up for I would say an epic level campaign, probably involving because they say that there's no actual magic in the Splicer universe. I'm going to pretty much introduce a world tree. That dimensional world tree has been dimensionally sucked through the rift and implanted itself into the Splicer universe.
Yes, rifts are awesome. You can put whatever
Yeah,
you want.
yeah. So I mean, so if you put in a world tree which has all sorts of weird effects and abilities, um,
Rifts are
that
the
would
greatest excuse to stick anything in your game.
yeah. So basically, between that, I figure I can pretty much vivisect the nanoplague out by having the world tree cure release pollen that in turn kills and disables um, the nanoplague virus, and then the nanoplague is no longer an issue. Magic is returned to the world, and then you have the Lemurians who come through a ref, who then winds up setting up trade and what have you, and blah blah blah. And then you have the Lemurians, the Splicers, and new evolutions in biotech. And that's basically what I was planning on doing. Because in the Lemurian book, you have to actually be able to sit through the magical ceremony to actually get imbued with the insects for that for the type of armor they have in there that was insect related. Well, I thought like, okay, so the Swarm Lord already has to go through this training anyway. So if there was a crossover, the Swarm Lord would be the only character that would naturally have no problem. Then if you take that and then have him be in the Lemurian bio armor, and then have the bio. Then he goes to his Swarm Lord armor, and then the two fuses. You have something more than the sum of its parts that basically draws both magic and biotech, and yeah. So you have giant swarms of magically imbued bio insects.
I'd like to see what my character can do with some form of magic, considering that's like the one part of Rifts I haven't been able to fully figure out. But it would make sense with my friggin' death character to have some form of magic.
Yeah, I mean the whole elixir thing, like the whole thing's set up like in a.
With yours would be like an adventure within its own because pretty much there's only going to be two ways for this to even work. With the whole matter issue, either it's going to be you dealing with the Atlanteans potentially, or you going to Dimensional Book 1 Wormwood. Those are the only two places I can think of that would, in theory, work. And then I would probably wind up setting up a trade system or campaign trade system where there's been established warp gates or dimensional rifts from the Splicer World directly to Wormwood, and dimensional rifts between Splicer World and Lemuria. Because if the two major bio cities, in my opinion, so far, is going to be them two. And then if I decide to get really crazy, I can make another rift that leads directly into After the Bomb.
If we actually go through there, we're going to be fucking shit up in After the Bomb.
Is the After the Bomb an SDC environment or MDC?
It's MDC, but just like anything else in Rift's Earth and stuff, they don't have regeneration. All our characters, our armor and stuff, that all regenerates. We won't have to do anything, pay massive amounts of money to have our gear replaced. We're simply able to heal. That's what I absolutely love about my Scarecrow. I heal every melee round, 2d6 MDC.
Yeah, you've been playing them Rifts games, just getting your armor destroyed, having to buy more.
Yeah, which generally wind up sucking immensely.
Yeah, that's the biggest part I have about Rifts. I'm like, I do not have enough funds to pay for anything.
That's their way of reining you in a little. but nobody does. They just go crazy and go broke.
Let's see.
I think we should probably stop the broadcast here before we spoil everything for anybody who watches this and may want to watch any of our further Splicers games.
Yeah.
We can still chat afterwards, but not online. Yeah, I'm about to end it now. Just seeing if we had 2 viewers, so just seeing if there was any comments or anything.
Oh, Juve, just to remind you, you're still screen sharing.
I know. I like the artwork that much. So, so we're going to go ahead and end this. Thanks for everybody who's been watching the stream. Hope you read the rest of the Brigade Con. And this is Rock Apocalypse out. You can find me on the Palladium forums. I am known as Dark Guyver 3. Dark Guyver or Dark Guyver 3, 1 and 2. It's not that hard to find me. And then on YouTube, I'm Wreck Apocalypse. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good day. All right. Anyone else want to plug their stations?
I've been doing a plugin today. Robert Hoover.
All right. So that's it. See you later. We're out.